The studio lights blazed down on the polished stage of Kelly Clarkson's show, glimmering against the bright colors of the set. Cameras rotated methodically, capturing every angle, while the audience buzzed with excitement. Today's special guest was Teddy Swims, the soulful singer who had taken the charts by storm. The energy backstage was tense, though, far from the cheerful atmosphere the viewers would later see on TV. Kelly Clarkson, always the consummate host, smiled at her audience and introduced Teddy with warmth. "He's the voice we can't stop replaying. Please welcome Teddy Swims!" The audience erupted in applause as Teddy walked in, his smile charming but eyes betraying subtle nerves. Something felt off. From the start, the conversation started smoothly. Teddy talked about his music, the struggles he faced, and the inspiration behind his latest single. The audience was captivated, hanging on every word. But Kelly, sensing an opportunity for a more personal angle, shifted the tone abruptly. "So, Teddy," Kelly said, leaning forward, "we've heard rumors about tensions in your personal life, especially with some of the people you've worked with recently. Care to explain?" Her tone was casual but piercing. The audience murmured, sensing the sudden shift from light-hearted chatter to something sharper. Teddy's smile faltered slightly. He was used to discussing his music, not his private disputes. I don't really like talking about that on live TV, he replied cautiously, trying to steer the conversation back to safer ground. But Kelly pressed further. "Come on, Teddy. People want the real story. You've been in the headlines a lot lately. The truth always makes for better TV." Something in Teddy changed instantly, a flicker of frustration, barely concealed. He tried to keep calm, but the tension in the room became palpable. The cameras continued rolling, capturing every heartbeat of discomfort. The live audience exchanged uneasy glances. "I really came here to talk about my music," Teddy said, his voice rising slightly. Not this drama." His eyes met Kelly's, and the energy between them shifted from friendly banter to a tense standoff. The crew backstage exchanged nervous glances. The audience applauded politely, sensing that something unusual was unfolding, but the vibe had changed. The casual celebratory mood was gone. Behind the scenes, producers whispered urgently, worried about how this could derail the show. And then it happened. Teddy stood up abruptly, knocking his chair back. "I'm done," he said, his voice firm and final. He didn't wait for Kelly's response. With the world watching, Teddy Swims stormed off the stage, leaving the host frozen, the audience shocked, and the cameras scrambling to capture the chaos. The studio erupted into murmurs and gasps. The feed cut to a commercial break, leaving millions of viewers on edge. What had triggered this sudden explosion? Fans across the internet would soon be buzzing with speculation, desperate to know the truth behind Teddy Swims' shocking exit from Kelly Clarkson's show. Backstage, the energy was chaotic. Producers hurried to Teddy, trying to calm him down, but he waved them off. His eyes were fiery, full of indignation and exhaustion. "I came here to promote my work, not to get interrogated about rumors and gossip," he snapped. The tension that had been simmering all morning had finally erupted, and there was no hiding it. Kelly Clarkson, meanwhile, retreated to her dressing room, visibly shaken. Her team tried to reassure her, but the sting of the confrontation lingered. She had intended to ask a tough question, but she hadn't expected Teddy to react so dramatically. Her public persona demanded poise, but privately, she questioned whether she had crossed a line. As the audience waited, the social media storm had already begun. Clips of Teddy storming off were uploaded within seconds. The hashtag, Teddy Storming Off, trending worldwide. Fans were divided. Some supported Teddy's stance against invasive questions, while others criticized him for abandoning the interview mid-show. Meanwhile, the producers convened an emergency meeting. They had to decide how to salvage the broadcast, which had suddenly gone from lively entertainment to unpredictable drama. The live audience was restless, and advertisers were calling nervously. One producer muttered, "This is going to be viral whether we like it or not." Backstage, Teddy paced. He replayed the moment in his mind, thinking about every word that had led to the confrontation. He loved connecting with fans, but he hated being cornered into discussing personal conflicts. It wasn't just the interview, it was the principle. The drama extended beyond the studio. News outlets were already speculating about the nature of the tension between Kelly and Teddy. Journalists contacted both camps, hoping for an exclusive statement. Fans flooded comment sections with theories, some claiming a history of hidden disputes, others praising Teddy for standing his ground. Kelly Clarkson, ever professional, decided to address the incident later on social media. She posted a heartfelt message about respecting boundaries while maintaining journalistic integrity. Teddy also released a short statement, emphasizing that he valued privacy and had only intended to share his music with the audience. Despite these efforts, questions lingered. What exactly had Kelly said that pushed Teddy to his breaking point? And more importantly, would this tense encounter affect their reputations or future collaborations? The suspense hung in the air like a storm cloud, gripping fans, media, and industry insiders alike. No one knew what would happen next, and the uncertainty added fuel to the already blazing fire of curiosity. 2 days after the incident, the full story finally began to emerge. An insider from the production team revealed that the heated exchange had deeper roots than a simple interview. Teddy had been under immense stress from a contract dispute with his record label, coupled with personal issues that were making public appearances extremely challenging. Kelly Clarkson, unaware of the extent of Teddy's pressure, had asked a question that unknowingly touched a raw nerve. The insider explained it wasn't meant to provoke him, it was a misjudgment. But Teddy had reached his limit. Fans who had been outraged by the storming off moment were surprised to learn the context. Social media buzz shifted from scandal to empathy. People began to understand Teddy's position, praising his courage to stand up for his boundaries on live television. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Kelly and Teddy had a private conversation. Both artists expressed regret. Kelly for unknowingly pushing too hard, and Teddy for reacting in a way that shocked the audience. The tension that had erupted on stage gradually softened. Both agreed to move forward professionally, with the potential for a future collaboration once things had cooled down. The incident, while dramatic, became a case study in media circles. Experts discussed the delicate balance between compelling storytelling and respecting personal limits. Viewers were reminded that even celebrities, with all their public appearances, are human, capable of emotions that can boil over when provoked. By the end of the week, the story had taken on a life of its own. Interviews, podcasts, and social media commentary dissected every angle. Teddy Swim's reputation grew, not just as a talented artist, but as someone who fiercely protected his personal space. Kelly Clarkson's grace in addressing the fallout only added to her credibility as a host. In the end, what started as a shocking confrontation transformed into a powerful lesson about respect, boundaries, and the unpredictability of live television. Suspense had given way to understanding, leaving fans with both drama and insight. The incident would be remembered not for the chaos itself, but for how two professionals navigated the storm and emerged stronger on the other side.